Good morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude. And guess what, Freddie Blanton? That's the number.
380-ish.
Yeah. Hey, and also, just to let everybody know, we are having an issue on LinkedIn. Once again,
That's what it's telling us.
hey, and you know what? It's okay. It's okay because we're going to get our minds right. We've got other folks out there. We've got YouTube. We've got X, formerly known as Twitter, and we've got the Facebook. And Freddie, how you feeling on this
It's
Thursday?
gonna be okay.
It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah,
And we'll play the replay on LinkedIn, and we'll miss our
all
bus
day.
riders. But
You can
hey,
you
it's not
can
my fault.
you can find every replay Freddie Blanton on YouTube.
There you
And you may
go.
see some interesting thumbnails searching for the videos.
I was going to say, you've gotten to using that AI and you haven't been using it and you've created some really cool stuff. How are you doing that?
Allen Iverson, killer crossover, AI. Georgetown Hoya, 76er. Huh?
Okay. So we did not say this. I was getting ready to bring up a basketball player. Now, I talked about artificial intelligence and I see what you did there, but guess who I was going to bring up?
Larry Bird.
I was thinking about Allen Iverson. You were talking about Cooper Flag,
Yeah.
and he's fun to watch. I like him as a player, and it made me go back in time of people and players that I've liked in the NBA in the past. When I saw Allen Iverson at Georgetown and some of the things he was doing, I was an instant fan, man.
Yeah, how could you not be? A small dude. You know, I don't. Some people consider me small. I don't know why, but
They don't know you, Freddie Blanton. But it is fun going back. What do you think of old Cooper Flag, Freddie Blanton?
Cooper Flag is the real deal. You know,
Yeah.
he's a. I think he just recently turned 19, and he is right. You got a 19-year-old consistently scoring 30s. He's had some 40-point games. I think he had 49 the other night.
Do you see a player? I mean, he's going to get stronger. He's going
Yeah.
to. I mean, do you see him? Can someone like that get better? How good does someone like that get? Do you
Oh
think?
yeah, yeah. Because you know he's a young guy and he's coming from college, so he doesn't even have his body right for the NBA yet. So you
Exactly.
compare him to Kobe at 19, LeBron at 19, and Cooper Flag scary.
He is scary. He is scary, and it's fun. It's fun to watch these guys. I was talking to my brother this morning, and sports are just one of those interesting things. We can go back in time. He was talking about Steve Young and Joe Montana
Oh,
back
the
in the
49,
day,
man,
the 49ers.
that
And
was
he
fun.
was saying, you forget that Joe Montana was the starter and Steve Young, basically, he got benched. Joe Montana was still winning Super Bowls, got
Yeah.
benched for Steve Young.
And then he had to go to where, Kansas City.
He went to Kansas City. The stream is not showing up with LinkedIn, and that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes we're gonna miss the bus riders, and then there's a joyous return on Friday. We'll play the replay. But what do you have on your mind this morning? It's Thursday. How's your week going, Fred?
It has been a really good week. In the Bobcat world, we are grinding through some paperwork, proposals. It's the start of the year. Everybody's eager to see what is Bobcat offering for programs, and it puts a busyness in January and February that I like. I like to feel it.
Yeah, it kind of gets you ready for the year, and that's what they're trying to do. Is there a particular time of year when I know at the end of the year you got tax season, people are buying equipment through the year? Is there any other is this the time to buy? Or what's your thoughts on when people are buying?
I can't think of a time where it's not a good time to buy a Bobcat.
I love that answer. If you're breathing, if you're above ground, it's a great time to buy a Bobcat. What I think I want to talk about.
Set the table, huh?
Setting the table.
Tell me about it.
So I've been doing a lot of prospecting recently. And what I have found is when we're prospecting, a lot of times we call it a cold call. And if you're making a cold call, it lasts a very short amount of time. And what we really want, yeah, it can last just, hey, how you doing? I'm called, they can almost hear that tone. Oh man, somebody's calling to sell me something. How quick can I get him off the phone? So I've been trying some new things in order to, what am I really trying to do? I'm trying to get information, right? So I call into a business and I don't necessarily, I keep getting these, it's funny, you talk about distractions, you keep getting these screen pops. It's not fun. Yeah, we know it's not working. Quit reminding me. But when we call into a business, what we really want to do is start a conversation. And the more information we get, the closer and faster we're going to move towards getting a deal.
I do have good news for you. It is on YouTube. Live on YouTube right now.
YouTube.
If we could only tell someone that it's live on YouTube, we'd be in business.
I know. And people are trying to let me know on LinkedIn. My phone is blowing up right now. It's like ding, ding, ding. So that's a good thing, right? It's good to be missed. But
you know what? When you post it for tomorrow,
yeah,
this can also be seen at
I like that.
Freddie Blanton YouTube.
You know what though? I want all the people to come to my YouTube, not your YouTube. Just kidding.
You have a YouTube?
I do have a YouTube, but I don't do all that I should. I'm just now getting to my LinkedIn. I'm just now starting to try to really do something with my LinkedIn. Everybody has been very, very confused by this average dude fella. And so I'm trying to make things look a little better.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
So when you do make a cold call, how do you set the table? That term you popped up earlier.
This has been my new favorite line. So I talk about calling out the elephant in the room. And if you sound like a salesman, it's hard not to sound like a salesman. They don't know you. And if you call in, they kind of know what the deal is. So I say, hey, this is Daniel Allison. I introduce myself. And then I say this.
What are you sharing?
I'm sharing who I am, what I'm doing, what I can do. Because I'm not, selling means I don't care who you are or what you've got going on. What I'm going to, I've got something that's for you.
Yeah.
And that person thinks, it's not for me.
You don't even know me.
You don't even know me. So when I say, hey, I'm Daniel Allison, and I probably sound like a salesperson, but I just want you to know I'm sharing, not selling. Now this works. I actually use this when I'm calling back in through my network, right? So if I kind of know someone, we've had people on this show, some people that even own a furniture store down somewhere.
Do you ever say this is Daniel Allison, the average dude?
Absolutely. I do. I say, this is the dude, or this is the average dude. And you know what people will typically say? Dude. Right? If I'm calling back, so let me start this over. If it's a cold call, you're not calling to speak to somebody in the corner office. You're calling to speak to whoever answers the phone. And
now, how do you get to that mindset? What has made you go to that point versus trying to get to the buyer or the purchasing agent or the CEO?
I'm gonna put it on the whiteboard when we do our sales call Saturday night. I'm gonna put it on the whiteboard, but I got there because I know it's an information game. Grant Cardone said, "Who's got my money?" I want to know who's got my information because the data comes before the deal. And so I call into an organization, and my first thought is, if I can talk to a human being and not an auto attendant, this person hears things, they see things, they know things, they actually know the things that's going to help me close this deal more so I can get that information easier from the gatekeeper or whoever answers the phone than I can the person I would ask to speak to. We let them off the hook when we say, "Hey, can I speak to the boss?"
Yeah.
Which basically says, "Oh, you don't know anything, even though you're a logical human being and you talk to everybody that calls in here probably." You see salesmen walking in. So once I start that conversation, I will talk to them in a very hands down approach. Man, I know they probably get guys like me all the time, don't they? That kind of vibe, so that they start sharing things with you.
What I find funny sometimes
Yeah.
is how organizations who have salespeople out selling, how they treat someone else trying to show up to their business to share information. When they have people doing the same thing. Come on.
Thank you for saying that. If you want to know how things are probably operating within the facility that you're going into, take a look around your situation.
Yeah.
The boss, whatever he's telling the folks up front, we're human beings. And that's why I say human beings are in every doggone industry, every niche, and we all have the same type of human nature run throughout everything. And so the way that we handle a prospect, and I'm noticing this a lot because I'm calling a lot of different types of companies, and I'm seeing the patterns. And I'm learning so much by doing that too. Like learning how to differentiate for these folks.
What is the most noticeable pattern? Most noticeable pattern?
Ooh.
Is it to brush somebody off as fast as they can?
Yeah.
Somebody being salesy immediately?
Yes. I made enough when, sometimes prospecting, just like anything else, is a rhythm. You've got to kind of get into it. You've got to make mistakes. And believe me, I'm saying some of the things that I've learned in order to get to the point that I'm at now. Like with it, I had to make a lot of those, just, and to your point, one of the patterns is if you're trying to ask to speak to someone in an organization that's got a lot of responsibility, it's very, very difficult to get to them. I mean, very difficult. And so your best bet to not waste that call is to start thinking in data. I need information. Who's got my information about this prospect so I can figure out if I can help them? And that is what sharing, not selling, is all about. So we want to have that whole idea of these folks probably aren't a fit, but I'm confident, I'm sold on my product or service and myself that we can help them if they have the problem. I don't know if they have the problem, but I need to talk to people to find out. That is the mindset.
And that's the whole idea of the phone call, right?
That's the whole call. That I am, man, I can't wait. So I'm building this company and this person in my mind. I can't wait to find this person that really wants to do something different. That, I talked to a guy yesterday. He had a construction business. And he said, I want to do something different. I don't want to play the same game that everybody else is playing. I want to really try to do something. And I said, now, and I know I blinked out there, but I want to find those kind of folks. So Fred, what are you thinking? The final thought on this Thursday? We're going to be right back tomorrow for like episode 380.
I would say the appropriate final thought for today is when you're calling to find out. You're not calling to sell. You're calling to share and find out.
There you go. Find the person. Get sold on your product or service, and then go find the person that you can help. Let's roll. Bye-bye.